I have sex with a man.
19 years you have sex with a man?
With a man.
Does that make you gay?
No.
A lot of the Louisiana dudes and the feds, they fuck with the DC dudes, the DC blacks. The DC blacks are known notoriously for being booty bandits in the federal prison.
Okay, I don't know about that either.
Well, they're known for this shit. Like they're really known for this shit. Appalachia was all adults. That was my first all adult prison. ACI was nicknamed Gay CI because of how much punk shit was going on at that prison. You had people getting their ass took. You had people that would come and within 1 week their eyebrows are done. They're wearing tight pants. Like shit was bad. You had dudes walking around named Beyonce, Rihanna. The shit was fucked up.
But it's always somebody that can see through you that's gonna try you. Oh, he hard like that? Oh, he got hair like that? Oh yeah, let me look at him. Let me look at him. I bet you hoe. I bet you he'll bite. I bet you I had my in him before the end of the night. Hey yo, but that's crazy. That was wild.
Yo, what? I had a male prison guard try to rape me in the kitchen.
Whoa, that's what I was gonna say. These DC dudes might have had planning because you know about the reputation that they have.
The DC, yeah, they're booty bandits.
Wait, I was about to say it, but I didn't know you were gonna say it.
I know all about that.
Because I've asked DC dudes on here. I'm like, do you agree with the narrative that DC prisoners are more likely to be homosexual? And it gets real uncomfortable because it feels like they kind of know that there's this reputation, but they obviously want to shoot it down if they don't partake.
From what I hear, they won't ever admit that they're gay though. They call it like gay for the stay, and that they're not actually gay.
Or is it a power thing?
I don't know. They'll dude, and if you call them gay, they'll like attack you. Like you can't call them gay. So you hear about that stuff all the time.
Imagine living in a world where someone is banging another man in the ass and you can't even just call them gay.
I have sex with a man.
19 years you have sex with a man?
With a man.
Does that make you gay?
No.
Damn, that's crazy. But do you think those DC dudes were zesty or no?
Those ones specifically, I don't know. I don't think so. But I've heard, like the first time I heard about DC guys, that's what they'll tell you.
Yeah.
They're booty bandits.
Yeah.
I've interviewed people that will say that too, you know?
That's crazy.
It happens all the time.
I let him know that I want him to be with me. I let him know that I want to have sex with him. I tell him to take his pants off. He doesn't want to do it. I punch him in the face. You know what I'm saying? I squeeze his ass cheeks. 2 handfuls. He tenses up. I take my pants off. I mean, he's just sitting here the whole time. I give him the grease. And I tell him to put some on his finger. Stick it in his ass and you know what I'm saying, kind of like fuck yourself to loosen himself up. Just an old penitentiary trick that I learned from some old convicts. If he screamed rape, he had grease under his fingernail. So he greased his own self up. I go to fucking him, you know what I'm saying? Slowly at first, you know what I'm saying, and try to loosen him up. And it was tight.
And see the booty bandit, who if the cops didn't like you, they would send this 6'5", 300-pound black man into your cell to fuck you in your rectum till you cried. That was the booty bandit.
Jingling walked up on a guy one time that was in the shower. He stared at this young white dude all day. We've talked about Jingling. We're going to talk about Jingling some more. Jingling stared. Jingling was, let me back up. Jingling, and no disrespect, Jingling, and rest in peace to the late, great James Brown. Jingling looked like, that's the best way to describe it, James Brown with his hair slicked back and his thinning. And he also, remember the movie Blood In, Blood Out? This guy?
That's some smokes for you. No, he smokes cigarettes.
He reminded me of him as well.
I'm getting out the shower, I'm drying. So dude would walk over, he say, hey, let me get them drawers on. Let me get them boxes. I said, man, nigga, you got me fucked up, nigga.
That was my first time coming, and it was in a man's ass, bro.
I know you're married now to a woman, but do you miss prison?
Nah, I miss booty. That's what I miss, booty. I like booty. I miss booty. I need some butt. Booty. Just to hug up on the ass. I don't give a fuck if it comes with a set of nuts or a pole hanging. Booty. Good ass, man. Oh my God. Let me close my eyes and just... But we have sexual desires, right? So you got a bunch of men locked up in one place. All of them get hard. All of them's horny. All of them got sexual desires. So what are they gonna do? If you won't let them have a woman, they gonna have each. Somebody's gonna have to give us some booty, and it just
I always am fascinated by the idea that like straight guys can get locked up for a period of time and then just turn gay. Like it just doesn't add up to me. I've gone through prolonged stretches of not having sex in my life. I mean, never have I ever thought like, you know what? Like I haven't got laid in so long that I could almost imagine myself a man.
Yeah,
that's just,
I didn't think about that.
I like booty.
You know what I'm saying? Dick riding ain't free. Give me my dick back. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is paying to do whatever they need to do down there.
Booty. When I see one, and he looks good to me. When I go see him, I say, you come here. I say, I'm tell you what, I like you, and I want you. And we can do it the easy way or the hard way. So the choice is yours, right? And it was always yes.
Ain't no saying no. No. Niggas talking about, you good? Hey. All right, man, go on out there, be all you can be. Slap you on your ass.
Asses are being taken in ways that nobody can explain.
Booty.
How come most prison, booty bandits are black dudes? I noticed that, because I've seen a lot of these prison stories, and in particular, it's like an infatuation with booty bandits and shit. A lot of these dudes be black.
Be cool, just chill. We're gonna try to make it off of this 90 days. You know what I'm saying? If not, we're going week one, day one. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell your ass in here, man, school stop playing, bro. I ain't finna be no another either.
When a new jack come in prison, right, he don't have no imagination what's going on in prison. He don't understand who's who, what's what, right? In certain jails, you have a lieutenant standing up there, and when guys come in, everybody's standing up there and they point down, yeah, that young motherfucker's mine, that's mine.
It's all black people that are saying this stupid shit. Oh, we need Felice's stories. Let me ask you something. Black people in particular, as many times as you've heard these stories, how has that helped black people in any way? Because last time I checked, black people, in terms of being locked up and doing all kinds of crazy shit, the numbers are still staggering. You know, black on black crime and this and that. Yet they're the most addicted to all of these prison channels and the Fleece Johnson stories and all this shit. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm gonna take a wild guess and say Asian parents, Middle Eastern parents, white parents, Latino parents ain't showing their kids videos of booty bandits and Fleece Johnson in order to keep them on the straight and narrow. I doubt Asian parents are like, all right, kids, hey, watch this video of booty bandits, all right? That way you'll stay out of trouble. No, they ain't doing that. I'm pretty sure that's not the secret to keeping their children out of trouble. If anything, I would imagine if they saw any of their kids watching that shit, they said turn that fucking shit off.
Booty.
They don't want that shit playing in their goddamn house. But you got black people. You know, oh yeah, we need to watch booty bandits and, you know, prison stories. And then they go around acting out all this shit, laughing at all this shit like it's fucking funny. It ain't funny.
First of all, right, if he's a newcomer, right, I want him to suck my ass with jelly. What they call toss the salad. That's the slang word, toss the salad. It means sucking my ass, right? With jelly or without jelly. Some people use syrup. I prefer a guy to use jelly, right? So, toss my salad. Let him eat me, you know, and we straight. That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Knock you out, suck your dick, and send you on your way.
Another thing I don't like about Fleece Johnson, yeah, this brought me to another point about him. He tries to rationalize his behavior. But what he said is, well, you got a whole bunch of men locked up in one room. what are they gonna do?
You got a bunch of men locked up. All of them got sexual desire, so what are they gonna do? You won't let them have a woman.
All of them get horny, so they gonna have each other. No, man, what you do is you keep your dick to yourself. He's all like, well, God made man, and therefore, if you put him around a bunch of dudes and don't give him a woman, it's just only natural.
In that 19 years, you never got no booty, Mark. Come on, bro.
And only natural nothing. Listen, if you're a homosexual, okay, fine. Be a homosexual and find another consenting homosexual. But when you're just violating guys, you're just going around taking it.
You had a lot of booty bandits that was running around doing that shit. Take this, they on that did shit for real. Take that, take that, take that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Just taking sex from guys, that's a problem, dude. And it's a problem. And you just basically trying to say, oh, well, it was prison. What am I to do? It's, I was 14 years old and this and that. I've never heard Latinos use that logic. No white dudes use that logic. Oh, I went to prison. I just had to start fucking men. It's only black dudes.
You got a bunch of men locked up. Somebody's gonna have to give us some booty.
All these fucking booty bandit stories and shit ain't black dudes. Stop trying to make it seem, because another thing he said, he's like, everybody that goes in, they doing it. If they ain't lying, no, everybody is not lying. Do some guys go in there and just lose their damn mind?
After going through this, you know what I'm saying, all these lonely years in here without a woman, you know what I'm saying, standing by my side, yeah, I could definitely see being with another man. On the street, I never thought that I would even be with another man, period, in no way. I thought I could love another man or have affection towards another man. But over the years, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, it just, prison turned me out, into sort of a freak.
Maybe they were gay before that, or maybe they just got so mentally fucked and they went crazy that they just started doing gay shit. Whatever the case may be, the fact is not everybody that goes to prison goes out having done something with another guy in there. That's you. And again, it's black dudes it's always a fucking black dude. Always. Well, pariah, aren't you black too? Listen, spiritually, I am not of this planet. But I realized that I was born into a black body. I realized that. But what the fuck does that have to do with anything? I didn't say all black guys are booty bandits. I simply said damn near all booty bandits are black.
Booty. Booty was more important than food. Booty. A man's butt. It was more, I'm serious. It was more booty, having some booty, was more important than drinking water, man.
And I stand by that statement because you know what? It's what it is. It's what it is. And I'm going to bring up the race element because it's so crazy. The irony is the black men are some of the most homophobic men on the earth, like on the planet, right? Some of the most homophobic. But the irony is they some of the gayest, most down low dudes on the planet as well. As black guys, like homosexuality is rampant amongst black dudes. Yet black dudes, ironically enough, are the most anti-gay. The most anti-gay. I would say this, so to any black guy that is in the closet, hey, just be open about it, because when you keep repressing it and you keep hiding behind the gangster shit, thug shit, hiding my homies and this and that, all you doing is just you repressing it, and it's gonna come out in crazy, pretty bit destructive ways. That homosexual desire, those homosexual urges you got, is gonna come out in a way, you know what I mean? And by projecting all of this, machismo, you overdoing it, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna just think you gay. Whenever I run into a lot of black guys that do that shit, I'm gonna just, all right, this dude's gay. I'm not into that.
As I said, what percentage of guys that are in prison for long periods of time engage in some sort of gay activities? And he said about 30%.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because I was only at one adult prison. It was gay as fuck, but not every spot's going to be the same. So it really just depends on where you land at. I'll say this, though. You really didn't see many, like, Hispanic people involved in that shit. If you did, they were usually the punk, the one acting like a girl. The majority of punks was white dudes that were being forced to be punks because they were scared and threatened and extorted out of their ass. And the majority of the booty bandits were like 95% black. So, there's also a big thing in the hood, like no gay shit, with every gang, but they go to prison and they're the main ones chasing ass.
The main ones chasing ass. Wow. I mean, no better way to put it than that. Back again. What's up, everybody? Back again with another video. My last video regarding this topic did pretty well. It was a video about a fella by the name of Snowball, who's serving time in New Jersey. A penitentiary called Rawway. I think they changed the name of that penitentiary, but nonetheless, he's still in that same facility. Snowball, the infamous cheek snatcher out of New Jersey. And while there was a lot of feedback and input and things like that, there were some guys that, they took issue with certain things that I said. Specifically, something that I said regarding black guys. And what I said was, man, most of these booty bandits and all of these booty bandit stories, they're black guys and they're involving black guys. Why is it that most of these booty bandits are black? Naturally, some guys, they took issue with that. And, the thing about me is, I'm not the type that wants to go back and forth and play this game. Come on, man. I don't want to do that. I'm not arguing with a bunch of randoms under a comment section, especially when the proof is in the pudding. I mean, it's so obvious, so guys, you want to hit me with, oh, come on, man, it's the media, you stereotype a little bit. Listen, man, you can't blame the media for everything, man. Sometimes the media is out to get you. The media has an agenda, and then sometimes the media is just reporting accurately. They're just depicting what it is. You know what I'm saying? But again, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go back and forth with people and stuff. I just rather get the receipts, get tangible evidence. That's what I'm all about, tangible evidence. Because if I sit there and say, well, no, then, people just say anything. That's how people are, man. When you don't have anything, concrete evidence in their face or whatever, they just say anything. You get caught red-handed and the guys still be like, well, that's not true, even when they're caught red-handed. So, I want to say this. Let's take it to YouTube. Because, like I said, all of these booty bandit stories and shit, black guys, the perpetuants of all of this cheek snatching and shit, black guys. So let's take it to YouTube. There's one channel in particular. Now, there's multiple. You got a channel by the name of Dante's Network Show. I think that's the channel. He covers a lot of this shit as far as the topic of cheek snatchers and booty bandits. It's like, it's like an infatuation. A lot of these guys, they have an infatuation in this shit. It's bizarre, dude. But I know he's a channel that covers this in great detail on and on, over and over again. But there's another channel that surpasses Dante. Yes, there's another channel that surpasses his obsession with the booty bandits. And this channel is called Prison Stories 101. That's the channel's name. But the thing is, there's this particular guy in particular. This one guy who's constantly featured on that channel. Now, this channel, again, all black dudes being interviewed. Like 99% black dudes. Every now and again, you got a non-black person. But, man, all black dudes, man. I'm telling you. But there's one guy in particular. His name is Ice Jizzle. Mic drop. Yes, that's the guy's name. Pause. That name alone already sounds suspect. Jizzle. Ice Jizzle. No matter of fact, I got YouTube up right now. Let's go ahead and search this guy. Ice Jizzle. Boom. Come on. There we go. Okay, click out of this stuff. All right. Now, as you can see, Prison Stories 101. You can see my mouse right here. Prison Stories 101. He's constantly featured on this channel. I mean, this guy's like a regular dude. Oh my God. Now, the first video, what do you see? Let's look at that title right there. If he didn't fight back, he wanted that D, says Ice Jizzle. Off rip, you type this guy's name in YouTube, off rip. It's about somebody getting sexually violated. And look at this guy. Look at his facial expression. Bro, he looks like a booty. This guy looks like a booty. These wild ass thumbnails, bro.
These wild ass thumbnails. Dude, dude looks like the poster boy, the poster child of booty banditism. You know what I'm saying? Yo, he kind of looks like that donkey from Shrek. But yeah, bro, these wild off-rip first video right into it, talking about a man getting sexually violated. Right here. Okay, the next one. Top 3 ways they turn you out. Again, talking about taking men getting their butts taken. All right, here. Okay, we got something. How to cook prison food. They're so obsessed with prison. Let's go to the next one. Holding a Bible won't save you from being R-A-P-E. Oh my, there you go. You won't save you from being sexually violated in prison. Another video. Again, like you said, his clothes have changed, so you can tell these are not the same. You know, it's just he's a regular dude. He's a regular. Oh man, he's talking about so I gotta get stabbed right here. Let's go down to this one. If he ever participated in booty bandit activities. Now I actually saw this video right here because I'm not the only one that noticed like the pattern with this guy. You know what I'm saying? In this video, the interviewer, he asks questions, and one of the questions the interviewer asked this guy is like, a subscriber wants to know if you've participated in booty bandit behavior. I think that's a fair question. It's like all these videos. Look at that. I seen a punk get knocked out, then oh my god, then slurped up, dude. Pause. I ain't enough pauses I can hit for this shit. I don't even want to finish reading the title, but you see the title: get knocked out and sucked up. Pause. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is this, man, like, you talking about I seen, you know, and there's a lot of videos like this where he talking about he's seen it here. Here you go again. Look. All these tweaked out thumbnails, these wild ass thumbnails. He got the craziest facial expressions. He giddy and happy to talk. Look at that, rubbing his hands together. You know what I mean? He swear he ain't a booty bandit, so he swear I ain't never did that, bro. I ain't never seen that, but you damn sure you saw all of it. See, that's the thing. You gotta watch out for these niggas that you just ironically enough be seeing all this shit, but never, you know, coincidentally be partaking. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how you seen all this shit? This nigga got endless stories, boundless stories. You know? Like, man, it may make you wonder, like, nigga, how the hell you saw this shit? All right, now, to be fair, you know what I'm saying? It is prison. So, and there really ain't nowhere you can hide in prison. So you're bound, you know what I'm saying, to see a lot of fucked up shit, even if you're not actively chasing, you know. So that I play devil's advocate a little bit and give benefit of the doubt and maybe say, I get it's prison and sometimes you can't help it. It's wolves everywhere, right? But still, man, I feel like even in them situations, man, I do know, I mean, there's other people in prison that know how to dip and dodge and they know how to read a situation and get out of there before they see something crazy. But even in prison, you can do this. But yet this guy, he's still seen it all. Like, I'm telling you, you got to watch out for these people that habitually see everything, but then claim it. No, I didn't partake. I don't know, man. But as you can see, it's like an obsession, man. He's a mainstay, a staple, you know what I'm saying, on this video, on this channel. You know, and like I said, if you actually go to the channel, there's a lot of wild titles like this, of just people like this. Whoever runs this channel, Prison Stories 101, you know, they know the secret. You know, they got the little formula in terms of, all right, pick the wildest titles and shit. Wildest thumbnails, you know what I'm saying, and reeling them views of subscribers. So he got the formula down pat. You know, but right here, and down right here. Yes, what does that say? Becoming Muslims can save you from prison rape. And here we go. We talking about people getting violated. R-A-P-E. Again, one more time. Here we go, another one. 8 men took turns on an inmate until he didn't scream. All of these videos, like I said, majority of them is about dudes getting sexually violated. And this is a black guy, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, like this, man. I know there are other like channels with that's ran by white guys that cover prison content and all this stuff. And I've seen some videos where they talk about the booty bandit shit too, you know, but nothing like the black guys. And even when the white guys do talk about it, it's not like with this air of like, it's not like this giddy, happy sort of vibe. And you don't, and if they interview somebody, they not giggling and laughing, talking about it. Like most of these black dudes that's running these prison channels, they be in the background snickering and laughing like it's shit funny or something, man. It's crazy. Like black guys, they thoroughly entertained by this shit. It was actually it was a dude on my video, the one about Snowball, and he was commenting on the way that I was talking, the passion and zeal that I had, talking about this shit, because he said I sounded real pissed off, like, and he's all laughing like, I guess you must have got your ass took too. Again, black guy, go figure, thinks it's funny. And I couldn't help myself and say, dude, hypothetically speaking, what if I did? Let's play along and say, hypothetically speaking, I did get sexually violated or whatever. Why is that funny? You know what I'm saying? Why is that a laughing matter? So once again, you just proved my point, dude. You just proved my point, my man. It's crazy. Thank you for proving my point yet again. And I want to say that, you got the Fleece Johnsons out there. You got the fucking Snowballs. Off topic. Somebody actually said Snowball looks like Martin Luther King. He's like MLK, man. I'm there, y'all. I be wilding these comments, but seriously though, seriously, it's just ridiculous, And you got Fleece Johnson, and I want to say this: even when you hear stories from you hear stories from guys that are not black, because one person said, well, all the black dudes just putting it out there, that's the only reason. Nah, man, because even when you hear stories about this shit from non-black guys, the theme is the same. Most of the booty bandits that they saw and shit were black guys. The white guys have said, the Mexicans said, even Fleece Johnson. There's actually a video out there about Fleece. Fleece is telling his stories about his experiences. He told a story about somebody trying to get at him, take his ass and shit. You know what I'm saying? And he said it was this big, dark-skinned, ugly ass motherfucker. He was like, yeah, he tried to take him. So even Fleece Johnson, the guy that tried to take his butt, was a black guy. Mic drop. There you go. And I also got to say this, because this is very important as well. When this happened to him, the whole situation with Fleece almost getting, his butt taken and stuff, it happened during a time when the prison that he was at was like predominantly white. Like Fleece is from the South and stuff, and he's an older guy. So he grew up during a time when racism was off the charts, rampant and stuff. So he said it, the prison was predominantly white. Yet the guy that tried to take it from him, was a black guy. So let's unpack that. Let's unpack this. Because this is whole thing like, well, the people that hurt you the most are the people you're gonna be around the most, and da 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 da. Well, he was around mostly white guys at that particular time and whatnot. Yet the guy, I'm gonna repeat myself, that tried to take it from him was a black guy. So the whole theory behind, well, the numbers and stuff, there you go. Even when blacks are the minority, you still gotta watch out for a black guy trying to sexually violate you. Matter of fact, even Dante, now that I think about it, on the Dante Show Network channel, Dante told a story about a time when a booty bandit tried to get at him. And what do you know? Eureka. Even him, he said it. The guy that tried to get at him was a big old dark-skinned black guy.
Have you ever had an interaction with a bandit?
Oh, okay. Well, all right. I was going to say this for a story time. So, I tell stories on the channel. Yeah. Well, I guess I could give y'all one. So, in my second bid, right, there was this big black boy. Actually, kind of favor you. Big black boy. Right? So, man. Look, this dude he was about 6'4", big, swole. Just whenever you think of, how Big Herc look? Yeah. Just imagine Big Herc.
He said it. Said he looked like Big Herc. Dude. Now, ain't this a coincidence? I mean, he said the guy looked like Big Herc, dude. there's actually a video that I did see online. It was a white guy telling about his story of being violated behind bars or whatnot. And the guys that violated him, they were white. Actually, and there's two other stories I saw about these guys being violated by white guys. And all these white guys that got violated were also white. So, again, like I want to reiterate this. There's billions of people on this planet, right? So obviously, you're going to see sexual predators from all walks of life, all races and stuff. That's, of course, duh. There's always going to be a story to tell. But I'm talking about the general. You can't deny patterns. That's like saying, the NBA is not predominantly blacks just because Jeremy Lin played basketball, or Yao Ming. Okay, two Asian dudes. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of people on this planet. There's always going to be an outlier somewhere, But the general trend of this whole booty bandit shit, we know what it is. It's obvious who's doing most of the shit. And listen, I'm saying, hey, the main people that are always talking about, oh, you can't stigmatize, you can't stereotype, you can't generalize, they're the main ones doing it. Remember that. The main ones that are always talking about, oh, you can't generalize, it's a stigma, can't stereotype, they're the main ones doing it. The main ones that perpetuate the stereotype. Listen, I'm black, but I don't get mad at the stereotypes. I don't get mad because I know, generally speaking, they're true. And my thing is this, man, whatever it is, whether you're a woman, a certain race, or a guy, or whatever group you belong to that has a particular stereotype, how about you as an individual try to rise above that stereotype? And if every individual in that group actually made an effort to not perpetuate the stereotype, then maybe the stereotype associated with that particular group would change. You understand? The main people that complain about the stereotype are the main ones that live up to the stereotype. And you got guys, if we bring it back to this whole prison shit, this whole booty bandit shit, you got guys that will sit there knowing damn well they engaged in all sorts of sick activity in prison, then act like they didn't partake. That's the one thing about Fleece Johnson. I will give Fleece Johnson this. He at least owns up and says, yeah, I did a lot of that shit.
I ain't gonna lie either. I was getting booty and giving up booty.
That's one thing about Fleece. Now, I'm not co-signing Fleece being on all of these platforms, and I think it's bad. I don't think we should be platforming any of these guys. But I will say, at least he's honest and admits it. But you have guys, Mark Moore in particular. Mark Moore did a whole documentary going into great detail, explicit detail about what he did with other guys in there. Now he gets out. Now all of a sudden he want to just say, "Oh no, that was a lie. They twisted it. The media did this. Oh, I just said it because they, I don't know what. I can't remember the excuses and lies he told. But this is a common thing with a lot of these guys. Even you gotta understand, even when these guys are caught red-handed, whether they just blatantly admitting it or saying, yeah, they did it, or they got caught in the act, caught red-handed, they will still lie and say, no, I didn't do that shit. Nah, bro. Or if they say, oh, they probably try to say, no, it ain't gay, though. It ain't gay. Like, dude. So you got to ask yourself, let's put the pieces together. You have people who will blatantly get caught in the act and still say, I didn't do it. So if a guy will blatantly get caught in the act and say, no, I didn't do it. It wasn't me. It was da-da-da-da-da. What makes you think that guys who have never gotten caught for being booty bandits won't go on YouTube and act like, oh, I didn't do it. I'm just telling the story. Get out of here. Nah, man, with all these prison stories out here, especially the ones regarding booty bandits and shit, there's a lot more of these guys doing these interviews that partook. They indulged. They engaged in some acts. They just didn't get caught, so they have the luxury of being able to front. Shit, never me, bro. Never that, bro. Ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? The crazy thing, too, I hate to, I'm not the one to, be really attacking people's looks like that, but I gotta just be transparent and raw with it, man. Most of them, they be the ugliest, darkest niggas around. Be the ugliest, darkest dudes. I'm not trying to insinuate that dark skin, real dark skin, equates to being ugly. No, what I'm saying is they happen to be dark and ugly. You know what I'm saying? Those are like telltale signs. Real dark and ugly dudes, man. You know, that's what it is, man. I ain't never seen a Chris Brown looking booty bandit, or I'm saying, or a Genuine looking booty bandit. You know what I'm saying? Yo, pause. I ain't trying to say these guys. You guys, but no, seriously though, you don't have to be gay to know which dudes are considered the pretty boys or the good looking guys. I mean, a lot of women, they think Chris Brown looks good. They thought, Genuine back in the day looks good and stuff like that. Who's that? It's another one, Idris Abrima or something. I think that's his last name. Now, he's a dark skinned guy. No, matter of fact, Idris Elba, that's his name. Idris Elba. He's from London. A lot of women, they think he's a good-looking dude, and he's a dark-skinned black dude, so I don't want to, play that color straight, try to say dark skin automatically means ugly, you know what I'm saying? But, again, I want to reiterate the point. It'd be ugly, dark dudes, dude, and I ain't never seen no, pretty boy-looking booty bandits. Now, again, are there some that's out there? Of course, man. There's always going to be an outlier. I'm not saying there ain't no outliers out there, but the general trend. And then you had niggas, they tried to hit me with the, oh man, but what about the white boys, man? They be pedophiles and stuff too. They tried to bring that up. They tried to change the subject. Listen, I'm not saying you're right. You're absolutely right. When it comes to the whole pedophilia shit, hey, the white guys, the white boys are taking that, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. They're the most inclined to do that shit, that sick shit, But again, this has nothing to do with pedophilia. Listen, man, if I got kids or something, yeah, I'm looking out for the white guy. Keep that motherfucker. But when it comes to making sure, my own butt ain't being taken, man, my eyes is on the niggas. I hate to say it. It's what it is. Even on the outside, even when it's not in prison, certain vibes that I've gotten from black dudes, it's like, man, it's like, and like I said, like it was stated earlier in this video, they try to compensate, with the overly hard masculine stuff, but under that is like an undertone of repressed gayness or something. And I don't have a problem with homosexuality. If you're gay, fine, be gay. There's nothing wrong. My main point is to emphasize that when you're sexually violating someone, that's when it's a problem. I mean, dude, I've been told I look good by gay people. I don't take offense or feel uncomfortable if a gay person thinks I'm attractive or whatever. But if again, I'm not into that. I'm not gay. You know what I'm saying? So if I can be, hey, I appreciate, thank you. But if they proceed to push the issue and if they damn sure try to take it from me, then that's a problem. Homosexuality is not a problem. It's trying to violate. And you can violate someone even if you're not a homosexual. I mean, violating someone is wrong even if you're trying to engage in heterosexual sex. Obviously you got straight guys, they try to take it from women and stuff. So just violating people in general, that's the point I'm trying to make. That's wrong. It's sick, you know what I'm saying? Okay, oh yeah, and another thing somebody said, it was a commenter, they said that, oh man, the real gay people is the whites and stuff. Look at Greece, ancient Rome and all that stuff. And that's true. Listen, I'm not trying to, my point isn't to say that black men are the gayest men out there. I'm not saying homosexuality isn't very prevalent amongst other races of men as well. It's everywhere, man. At the end of the day, it's everywhere. That's not the point, though. The point is who is more inclined to sexually violate someone and take it while in prison. That's what I'm talking about. Then somebody even went on to say, well, back in the days, you look at the slave masters and they buck breaking. That's how they did the black man and stuff. And that's very true. But again, what does that have to do with current times? Listen, one thing I know, especially modern day society, I think white men in particular are more inclined to be open about their homosexuality. They're more kind of comfortable and accepting of it, which is why you don't see so many cases of them just taking it, from men and stuff. Then making up all of these wild, excuses of why it's not gay. Black guys, they doing it. They be making up the crazy, delusions for why it's not gay. Whereas white men, they tend to be more comfortable with it and they find a consenting guy, Now, back in the day, yeah, it was the Wild West, man. They were just going around buck breaking black guys. And who knows, for all we know, black men collectively, subconsciously internalized that. So now they start doing it back to other men because of that was done to them for many years. I don't know. We can try to break this down to a psychological analysis or whatever. I don't know, man. I'm just going by modern times. I'm not going back, centuries and centuries ago to analyze the actions of the past. Yes, the actions of the past play a present, can have an effect on the future and stuff. But at what point do you say, all right, man, you're conscious of the past and now you got to move forward? You just can't be like, oh, thousands of years the white man or hundreds of years the white man did this, so now we're going to keep it going. Like, right? Yo, you're conscious of it now, man. You're conscious, so now you can break the cycle. You don't have to go around being a booty bandit and shit like that. Either way, it's silly, man. It's bizarre. I'm talking about times right now, and I know if I would ever go prison, and forget that. I ain't going to prison because I don't want to be around a bunch of motherfuckers. Like, listen, let me tell you something. If I were in prison, the last guy I'd be looking out for is a white guy trying to take my ass. I hate to say it, it's going to be a black guy. That's the main ones I'm looking at. And that's how it is even out in the civilian world. I'm not looking at, it's kind of like, you remember that skit with like Chris Rock? And it was all like, I'm not looking out for white people or something. I'm looking for niggas. I can't remember the skit or something, but you guys, I got to look it up or something. I can't remember the topic, but he was basically something along the lines like, listen, if somebody trying to steal from me, take from me in any kind of way, I'm not looking for, I'm watching out for black dudes, dude. That's what it is, you know what I'm saying? And that's not to say white guys and other races, won't do me dirty either. But it's a different, I'll go into details maybe in another video about the nuances and the different ways certain type of men try to get at other men and stuff. And, but when it comes to certain stuff like this, man, my eyes is on the negras, I hate to say it, but that's the way it is. And I also got to get a better microphone, man. I hope the humming and stuff, the buzzing on my computer isn't really being caught by the mic. If it is, I got to upgrade. But nonetheless, the facts, the patterns, they're undeniable. Yeah, dude. So, I'm going to just wrap it up here. I mean, I think I win, bro. Case closed. Final verdict, most booty bandits are black. And that's what it is. Anybody that says otherwise, obviously you're just in denial. I win, you lose. But I have one more piece of footage I want to show you guys. And this piece of footage, it really just illustrates the pathology, the warped mindset that lots of black guys have when it comes to this topic and the idea of being in prison and taking other men's so-called manhood, so to speak. But before I roll into that clip, I want to give you guys a formal farewell and say this message was brought to you from the void. Until then, be easy.
It's time to meet the General, the most feared man in Poolsmoor. The highest ranking 28. His bloody road to the top rank of the number began 19 years ago when he was sent to Poolsmoor, convicted of murder.
I was 14 years old.
You were 14 years old?
14 years old.
And you came to Poolsmoor then?
I came to Poolsmoor as a juvenile.
Yeah, and what was your sentence?
My sentence was 9 years.
But how comes you've been here so long then?
In the prison, I go to the 28th. They told me, okay, I gave you a number and you must kill a guy in the cell. And they give me a knife. And the other guy came and they strangled him. And I took the knife and stabbed him in his heart. And 2 times and the blood come out.
Yeah. And you did that because you were ordered to, yeah?
Yes.
Because you were 28, yeah?
I'm 28 years.
So the warder's frightened of you? The General seemed prepared to talk about the number, so I decided to risk asking him about the initiation rite his junior ranks have been so afraid to talk of.
If a person come in the cell, my duty is to ask him for what he is here and how long he. And I told him, you sleep there. And if it's not the number, I have sex with him.
You have sex with him?
I have sex with him.
How do you have sex with him? You hold him down?
I hold him down. My face him.
You face him, yeah?
Yeah, sex with him.
You hold him down. Does someone else help you hold him down, or you do it on your own?
No, he's scared for me.
So he has to have sex?
Yeah, then he lay.
The secret rites and brutal code of the number are becoming clear to me. Either you fight your way up the ranks or become a permanent victim of sexual abuse.
I have sex with a man.
19 years you have sex with a man?
With a man.
Does that make you gay?
No.
Why not?
I'm not a gay.
What are you then, a man?
I'm in daughter, a man.
Right, you're the man, but what about the man that gets fucked? What's he?
He's a woman.
He's a woman?
Yeah, a wifey, a woman. I'm telling him, you must wash my clothes. He do it. I give him bread, food. I give him a bed. And I wash them, he's all right.
So do you have a lady in here now, a lady boy in here now?
I have one.
How long have you been with that one?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. Do you change regularly, yeah?
Yeah, I change, yes.
You just walk up to them and you go, you will be my wife?
Yes, she comes sleep by me, by my bed.
If they don't do that, what happened?
Kill them.